Music Scene Investigation on the air. Rich Wildman here with you. Glad to have you with us, everyone. It has been a chaotic pre-show, as it says in the chat room. Incidentally, John, I know you're sitting there listening to me right now. If you can't see the chat room, at the very bottom of the page you're looking at, there's a link that'll open that chat room up. Just wanted to let you know about that. Also, for everyone out there watching, if you happen to be watching live, you should have the chat room link at the bottom of the same page you're looking at as well. So please join us in the chat room. We don't bite. We're actually pretty nice all the way around. Do have some news for everyone today. Unfortunately, Tom Chianti is in hospital. He was taken to the ER earlier today and having some breathing problems. Not exactly sure what's going on there. I know he's been rebuilding his studio, so he has been hard at work. So we wish the best for him, speedy recovery, and get back soon. You know, these unscheduled vacations, man, wish I could take one. That's bad taste.
Never.
I know.
Never.
I know. No vacation for me, but I can wish.
Sorry, dude. You can't do without. You can't be ill. You can't go away. You can't have a love interest. Your life is now MSI.
I know. That's just the way it is, and what can you do about it? Ian, hello. How are you, sir? Welcome back. Glad to see you.
Well, I'm here, and I'm fighting fit. Well, I'm fighting at least. Yeah, it's good to see you too. Now,
I know that you've had a busy week. It was your birthday last week. You went out and did some crazy stuff. I hear some stuff with owls mentioned in it and things like that. Why don't you fill us in on your week?
Yeah, I think I will correct you on that. I mean, saying that some wild stuff that happened with owls could be misconstrued.
Well, I call it like I hear it, and there are pictures on the internet, everyone. Just want to let you know.
Quite simply, I took my kids to the farm and watched the owls flown, and it was rather spectacular with eagle owls skimming over the kids' heads and bellies and stuff like that, so it was rather good.
Owls, bellies, skimming, and photos. Those are the only things I heard there, and I'm sticking to that story.
And kids, I said as well, Rich. So be very careful which direction you want to take this.
Like I said, I'm only using the words I heard, so that's it. So statistics from last week. Last week's broadcast, we had the Alpha Waves Blisters. That's a great name for a band. Jamie Alamorad and Machine Gun Funk on the broadcast. What were the witness statement results on that, Ian?
Well, they generally, almost 100% agreed with us with Jamie Almarad, and that's what she said, being voted best songwriting, best performance, and best mix and production. But it only got 95% on best performance and best mix and production, with Song 3 sneaking in a cheeky few votes.
Now, I know that the witness statements were burning up last week.
Yeah, it was a busy week, so it's nice to see people using them, and please continue. It's interesting to see the feedback we get from people compared to what we're reporting on each week ourselves.
Yeah, that's very true, and it's always good to hear from everyone on what they have to say about the music that appears on the show. And speaking of hearing from everyone, because Tom's out this week, we brought in a guy who's been watching the show for a long time. And I think almost since we started broadcasting, he's been out in the chat room, and a real nice guy to talk with in chat and finally get to meet is our good friend Box of Crap.
Rich, you don't think he's a government agent or something before we start, do you?
I don't know. He could be from the looks. John, hey, welcome. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm sorry to hear about Tom. I understand he has had some health problems in the last few years.
Yeah, he has, and
I hope everything just gets really good real fast for him.
Yeah, we definitely hope the same, and we'll pass on the good wishes to him. That's for definitely that's for sure. So now you've been in the audience a long time, watching this broadcast each and every week. I got to ask you, what's your opinion of what you see every week?
I think it's great. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Just about every player I meet, I mention it to them, and most of them are guitar players. And they're kind of afraid to go online for some reason. I don't know if this is a universal trait or what, but most guitar players seem to have their technology in their 30s, but their headspace seems to be there too.
Yeah. Now,
I mean, I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just sort of saying that it's time to sort of move into the 21st century because this is where it's at now.
But a lot of people are a little bit reticent to put their music out in front of other people, and especially a review program like what ours is, because as we say and as everybody's seen, there really aren't any punches pulled here. The panelist will tell you exactly what's on their mind.
Well, it's honest,
and that's what we try and do.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you this. Ian wanted to know, are you really a government agent or not? Because we don't know your last name, and we don't know where you're at. You could be someplace in a missile silo for all we know.
Oh, my secret's uncovered. You know all the old Nikes or the Nikes they used to use?
So you're not telling, huh?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just sitting here in the downstairs part of my home. It's bright and sunny out, and it's quite warm and nice. And I have the wife outside, and she's sanding down some braces I'm going to be using on the studio wall here to hang these ridiculously huge speakers on. Yeah.
Now, in full disclosure mode here, John does run a studio, so his qualifications for being on our panel, or what we'd like to say, are impeccable, and we're happy to have you with us, John. Thank you so much, and I really look forward to what you have to say, because in chat during previous shows you've had a lot of good insights, and we're looking forward to see what you have to say today.
Okay, well, it's good to be here.
Well, we appreciate it, and thank you again for jumping in at the last minute. As I said before, we only heard a short while ago that Tom was in hospital today and won't be with us. So thanks again, John, for being with us. We really, really appreciate that.
Quite welcome.
Now, our guest panelist today is a veteran of the show. He first joined us back in August of 2011. The last time he was on the show, I think, was it like March, wasn't it, Lee?
We were saying, yes, I think it was March, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a while since you've been on with us. We're glad to have you back. How things been going for you? You started another band yet?
Have I started another band yet? Of course I've started another band. It wouldn't be me if I wasn't starting another band.
I have to ask you
I've
that
actually
because
done the first gigs with Back to Zero, who we were talking about last time, mod band that I'm playing in. We did 2 shows. We did one in Camden Town, and we did a mod weekend up in Cambridge. And really good, great stuff. And we're going to do some recording next, and we've got a London gig in July. So, that's happened since last we spoke.
So you're a new band on the road, playing out and about, and I know that you've also got some album coming out. Can I say that out loud?
Yeah, of course you can. Yes, Ruts DC, the new album, Rhythm Collision Volume 2, has just been officially released. It's getting really good reviews. We've been doing a few shows in support of it. We've done a couple of festivals. As I say, the reviews have been great. Now we just got to hope that people would like to hear it. We're really pleased with it. It's out on CD, and it's coming out on vinyl as well, which is...
that's awesome. Do you find a lot more people dropping stuff on vinyl these days as well?
There certainly seems to be, doesn't there? It's people tell me it's coming back. I'm not sure that it ever really went away. I suppose it did, didn't it? But so we're doing an album.
Now, you said something about festivals. So you're the Ruts DC going out and playing out and about, right?
Yeah. Again, since we last spoke, I think we've done, I don't know, 14 or 15 shows. I think we did a couple of festivals as well. We did the wonderfully named Bearded Theory Festival in Derbyshire.
Did you bump into Miro?
No, we weren't there. Well, we were there for a while, but you know what these things are like. You kind of don't really see the people you'd like to see sometimes. We also did the rather loftily named Great British Alternative Music Festival in no less a venue than Butlins in Minehead, which was great. That was actually a lot of snobbery when you say things like that. People go, "Oh, that doesn't sound like much." Holiday camp, But it was a great gig. Really, really was a great gig.
So now, I want to bring you back to the album here very quickly. Yeah. Where can I go to pick up this album? Where can fans of Ruts DC go out and buy the album at? Where's it available?
Right. I don't know whether I'm allowed to say a well-known online music retailer has it. I'm sure you can guess which one.
iTunes.
Yes, it's on iTunes.
Amazon.
And that's the one. Yeah, I didn't know I was able to say it.
Yeah,
what's
sure.
left? Okay, well, what's left of HMV over here is taking it as well. It's also available on www.theruts.co.uk. You can get it straight from us.
And I would assume that they can find a link to the sites where it's available through your site as well over at leighheggarty.blogspot.com.
You won't be surprised to hear there's gets a mention here and there as well, yes.
And there is, rumour has it, that there could be a review coming to the MSI website as well soon.
I believe it's a possibility.
Well, I'll tell Ian to be nice. And,
I remember Ian when he was nice. These days he's much more honest.
Yeah,
so I suspect
the whole nice.
he'll call us everything.
Yeah, the nice Ian has kind of gone by the wayside. You get to know the guy, and then it's like
It goes tragically wrong, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
downhill. You can see it going down. There it goes.
Yeah, I actually blame it on the point in his life where he started wearing T-shirts all the time. It used to be that he would be like you and I, with a button
sartorial,
down,
elegant men about town.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. Button down collars, his suit jacket every once in a while, but no, he's gone the T-shirt route.
Dress up for the internet.
And see, look at John. He's got a nice button, a nice collar on,
right.
and the whole 9 yards. Yeah, sure.
Hello.
He shows the T-shirt as well. Okay.
Let's not start talking about the younger generation here, shall we, guys? No offence to
Blame
John, but I'm
it.
sure he's that bit older than me as well.
I'm probably older than all of you.
Listen, Ian, the older you are, the older you want to be, mate. I'll tell you. The alternative is not such a good one.
Well, I'll tell you. So, anything that we need to know about with regards to what you're up to with either band you're currently playing in or planning to start up, and I say that because I go through your bio every time you're on the show, and I don't think I could count all the bands you've started on one hand. I think I would have to use at least 2 hands to do this.
Yeah, you got to keep playing. I think we've kind of had this discussion, but it's all about music. It's all about playing music. And as I say, I'm lucky. I do some quite nice shows, some big shows or whatever. But I mean, this afternoon I was playing in a little pub in Chalfont St Giles with my mate Big Al. We were playing just a few people in there, and that's just as enjoyable if you approach it in the right way. As I said, there's a bit of snobbery about this sometimes.
I agree with you. It's got to be about the music, being getting out there and doing it as much as you possibly can. And so, okay, let me see if I can squeeze the information out of you.
Ooh, right, sound of this.
All right. So summer's coming up, and I hear that over in England, you guys have 6 whole days slated for summer this year. So
yeah, it's 6.
That's what I've heard. Almost a whole week?
Live.
For crying out
Live.
It's 5 plus VAT, isn't it?
There you are. All right. So what's going on? Where can we look for you? Where can we stand in line to get autographs from you at?
That's no one really does that, do they? Actually, they do occasionally, but we'll talk about that another day. A lot of people ask me for plectrums, which I find a bit strange. People think it's all going to be girls and other things. It's people asking me what plectrum I use. Yeah, it's people ask me what plectrum I use, and they say things like, "Those strings look very heavy on your guitar." Yes, they are actually. Well spotted.
Lee, the reason they don't want your plectrums is because by the time you finish with them, they're not worth anything.
Well, why do they want them if they're not worth anything? Get out of that and stay fashionable. Anyway, Rich, I'm glad we can have a slightly more interesting conversation than the ones we had with Ian. People of the world, why not come and see the Ruts DC this summer? We're playing a number of things. We're playing the Rebellion Festival up in Blackpool, which will be really good. Doing a few other shows. We're hopefully going to Germany. And then in the autumn, we're hopefully going to be touring a very well-known punk rock band. I'm not allowed to say which one yet, but it is a very well-known punk rock band. One of the more original punk rock bands. And anyone that knows what I've just said there will be able to work out which one it is. Because there's not many of the original ones left.
I think I know. Yeah. It's the band I used to be in. They reconstituted and did not call me as they're wont to do. So
you'll get used to that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I already am.
These groups. I'm not in any of them.
Leigh and I started a band together.
Oh, really? What was the name of that band that Ian started with you, Leigh?
Well, we've already split up due to musical differences.
Leanne. Leanne, right?
Leanne.
Yeah. You betcha. Yeah.
There you go. I guess I'll have to put that on
back to me.
Yeah, I have to put that on your bio now.
No, you don't.
I'll tell you what, we always have a good time when you're on the broadcast with us, and I want to make sure we get to the music today. So, pardon?
Well, I didn't know we had to do that as well. I was just warming up here.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm going to start a new broadcast, and it's just going to be you and I, Leigh. We're just going to sit down every week and chat.
The long winter nights are going to fly by, Rich.
Absolutely. I'll put a camera in. Put a camera in front of the fireplace.
I've even got a plectrum here. Look, these are the ones that I give away. There they are. I have these with me all the time. I'll send you one over.
Absolutely. Well, that's what we'll call the show. Leigh's Plectrum.
I'm not giving Ian one.
No, I wouldn't either.
I know where you live. I'll come and steal one.
All right. I'll tell you what. Before the madness gets totally out of hand, let's take a listen to some of the music today. Let's listen to what we're here for. We're here to actually listen to music. So let's take a listen to song number 1 on today's music scene investigation. Here it is, everyone. This is song number 1. Song number 1 on today's Music Scene Investigation. And we're going to go over to Ian, find out what he thinks about this track. Ian, your thoughts on track number 1?
Well, it had my head bobbing, which is a really good start. I mean, the first problem that sprung to mind with this was the level. I found it really, really low. I had to turn up quite considerably to get it into my headphones where I was comfortable listening to the mix. And so the overall level of the track was low, in my opinion. Just a simple mastering job could cure that. Overall, this is a really upbeat, groovy track, and they nailed that groove. There's some great performances in there. I did feel the bass is very dominant in the mix, and I did find that the vocals, for the most part, were very low in the mix. There were some great vocals there, and they were sort of kind of in the mixes when the verse was there, but when the choruses kicked in, they just seemed to drop away, which is a shame because, there's interesting voice, good performance, some really, quality lyrics, really fitting to the genre of song. But you couldn't quite get them all because they were just tucked a little bit too back. Loved the horns. The sax was fantastic. They're really well recorded, really well placed. I mean, this really is just a simple tweak the mix, get a good master of it, and you've got a really good product. How relevant is it today? I don't care. It's a great song, and you could see this in a sort of a Blues Brothers movie or something like this.
All right, Ian. Well, I appreciate that. Thanks so much. And now, because Tom is not with us today, we're going to go to Box of Crap. John, and I say that with all loving kindness meant, John. It's not that I call you a box of crap,
Yeah, John. Yeah, right. Okay.
So what do you think of track number 1?
I liked it. I thought it was reasonably well mixed. I could hear it in a club anytime in the last maybe 15 years or something, and certainly not a heavy rock bar or a punk club or anything like that. But it's very commercially sounding to my ears anyways. I love the horns. I agree with Ian on pretty much everything. I was paying particular attention to the rhythm guitar, and I wanted to hear how he was doing his chops, and I thought he did quite well on that. There was a couple of things I noticed. I'd like to hear it again, actually, just to make sure. But what I thought I noticed was a couple little misses on the rhythm. But other than that, I thought this would be a great tune to go to a club and have a few drinks and listen to. So that's my take on it. In terms of production, like I said, I agree with Ian on most of what he said. In terms of the voice was a bit low at times, and then it came out again. I thought the guy delivered his vocals really well. Other than that, and a little bit of a remix maybe. And that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, John. Thank you very much. And over to Mr. Leigh Heggarty. Leigh, your take on track number 1.
Okay, definitely echo my partners in crime here with a lot of what they were saying there. Like Ian, I found it quite lo-fi. I think I've written here, lo-fi, and it did need sort of a bit more punch because I thought the song was great. Right from that first boom, ba-da-ba-dum, the old sort of almost the Motown drum fill at the start, I really enjoyed it. Unless my ears deceived me, and they quite often do, it was more or less a 3-chord song, that kind of 1-4-5 sequence, jigged around a little bit, and that, as somebody once said to me, that's the one we're all trying to write. That simple song that hasn't got loads of chords in it, that you can kind of just, as Ian said, bob your head to. That just moves along, great feel. And I think they've done it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Definitely agree with the Blues Brothers reference. As someone who played a lot of Blues Brothers music, that could sit in any of those kind of soul shows. What else have I written here? Yeah, nice rhythm guitar. I put definitely. As I say, I suppose if I was feeling a bit miserable, I'd say that kind of traditional format isn't too original. Like Ian, that doesn't bother me. And I guess a lot of people won't have heard that style of music much now. But that's the only thing I would say is it's a little bit derivative. But, well, what isn't? I thought the bass line was a bit too busy for me, but I think possibly it was just a bit loud. I've actually just written that next to it as Ian said it. Vocals were good. What's not to like, as the young people apparently say. I thought it was great.
All right. Well, I appreciate that, Leigh. Thank you. And I'm going to take the opportunity to introduce that track to everyone. The name of that song is Cry Wolf by Kim Kondrashoff, and we appreciate their sending that track in to Music Scene Investigation. If you want to get your tracks heard on MSI, very easy to do, musicsceneinvestigation.com. At the top of the page, submit a song, follow the rules there, and you'll be golden. We pick 3 songs randomly every week for review by our panelists. Yours could be next, and if it makes Song of the Week, it might make a hit list winner at Band of the Month. We do that every second Wednesday of the month, and in fact, we got one coming up a week from this coming Wednesday on the 12th of the month, so you'll want to tune in for that over at MSI Radio and hear what song makes Song of the Month, Band of the Month, and is the hit list winner for the month of June. All right,
and who
guys.
was it this month?
Pardon me?
And who was it this month?
The last month winner, the month of May, was the Getaway Cars with their track Some.
There we go.
And awesome track, by the way. And we
It is.
Congratulate those guys a lot. So good on them. All right, gentlemen, we do have 2 more songs to listen to, so if you'll go ahead and take a listen to track number 2, I'll play it for everyone else. This is track number 2 on today's Music Scene Investigation. Enjoy it, everyone.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's Dot.
What's
what
up,
we
baby?
on tonight?
Baby.
Karma,
The drink.
cream,
7.
2 for 1s at the lounge. Let's stop by Brothers first. I wanna have fun till I'm gone, so it might not be to sun home. And after them bottles on ice, I might not remember tonight. I might not remember tonight, or I might not remember tonight. I might not remember tonight, so remind me that we had a good time. Freshest in the club, shoes with a fade, all black everything. I'm in my Blues Brothers shades. Might do the spade. Well, call it playing the cards I was dealt. The up in here make it hard to stay humble. They don't greet me with hello, they grab my and say I want you. Girls kissing girls, now they body touching. All this just to get your boy Dottie blushing. Words to say the least, you call them stuck up, at least they flirt with me. Lames tried to holler, nerve of these clowns. She turned me up and turned you down. I wanna have fun till I'm gone, so I might not be to sun home. And after them bottles on ice, I might not remember tonight. I might not remember tonight, or I might not remember tonight. I might not remember tonight, so remind me that we had a good time. I told my partners one day we gotta face the heavens. Cylinders kick it hard like David Beckham. Back with Spice Girls over in a great spectrum. Make a reservation and make our way to 7. I hope the night never ends, I hope it never through. A bunch of champagne spilling, wasted revenue. Ryan chill, I got your back, it's whatever do. It better be in the name of love, a lame set to you. I'm in karma till the chicks. And I know this the loud off. And I know I might not make it to heaven, cause I was told Sunday by the Reverend. I wanna have fun till I'm gone, so I might not be the sun home. And after them bottles on ice, I might not remember tonight. I might not remember tonight, or I might not remember tonight. I might not remember tonight, so remind me that we had a good time. She said you got the city rocking and they feeling you. But since I love you, I'ma go ahead and tell the truth and say what everybody else get it telling you. You living for the same killing you. You addicted and I see it bad. You should get some help, seek some rehab. What's this dot crap? We want Scott back. Your mother miss a son and your daughter want a pops back. The men I know used to have a bigger heart. The men I know would've never let us drift apart. So if you do see Scott by any chance, let him know that we miss him, his family and I wanna have fun till I'm gone, so I might not be the sun home. And after them bottles on ice, I might not remember tonight. I might not remember tonight, or I might not remember tonight. I might not remember tonight, so remind me that we had a good time.
That is song number 2. The ending kind of catches up with you on that. It kind of caught me by surprise. So that being the case, we're going to catch John by surprise and have him give us our first review. John, what do you think about track number 2?
I like the chorus a lot. I found that the support music, all the background symphonic stuff and the keyboards and that was maybe a little overdone, not necessarily cluttered. Perhaps it was the vocals. They weren't really on top of it all the time. And I like the tune, though. I think it's a great tune. I like to hear a lot more harmony in rap-type music. And I'm glad that they did that with it. Other than that, I don't really have too much to say. There's one other thing, actually. Okay. When he comes back in from his chorus and goes back into the verse, it doesn't seem to, it seems to lose something right at that point. It's happened a couple of times. So that's my comment. Other than that, I think it's really good.
All right, John, appreciate that. Thank you. And over to Leigh. Leigh, your take on track number 2.
Yeah, good stuff. I liked that kind of overlapping vocal thing at the start. I thought it was quite attention grabbing, I think. Some nice acoustic guitar going on. Funny to hear a Blues Brothers reference. Perhaps we'll get a Blues Brothers reference in all songs tonight somehow. And David Beckham as well. Maybe we should speak more about David Beckham. I don't know. It's kind of lonely where I am. I think about things like that. I like the way the piano came in as well. The way that kind of suddenly came in. I wasn't really expecting that sound. I really like that. As John said, a great chorus. The first time through, I thought they were overdoing the "I might not remember tonight" line. I thought, "Oh, come on, stick it, give us something else." By the second one, I thought it sounded great. I kind of got the feel of it. Maybe could have done with another section to it. I felt that was the only thing was missing a little bit for me. Something else in the song, a kind of a middle section, or even I know he said a key change, but that wouldn't really suit this type of song, I don't think. But something needed to happen a bit. Maybe the last verse should have dropped everything out and just got the vocals, or something like that. That was maybe the only sort of slight niggle. And the sudden ending caught me out as well. So I wasn't doing anything particularly bad, but it caught me out. Maybe I should have been. But yeah, good stuff. Like that one as well. Good songs so far, aren't they? Really good.
All right.
2 out of 2.
All right.
Yeah, definitely.
Sounds good. Let's go to Ian and find out what he thought. Ian, your take on track 2.
He won't like it. He won't lie. He doesn't like this. Tell me off for telling. Call me you are? You sure?
I liked the backing track. I thought the backing track was really well done. I don't think it was too overproduced. I think it was slick. And I think this sort of genre of music is slick. And I think this was very well done. As what's your name? Heggarty, that bloke, Leigh, over there, said the piano coming in was beautiful, really nice tone, really nice sound. In fact, everything for me was sitting really nicely. Yes, it was MIDI, but there was some good quality samples being used there. And it had a groove and everything sat together nicely. It was nice to hear the acoustics being worked in there as well, as Leigh said as well. John said about the vocals, maybe it was the vocals weren't sitting correctly, and I agree. That was my biggest issue. I felt, one, the overlaying of the vocals wasn't tight enough, so that they weren't rapping in time with each other enough. And secondly, I didn't think the rapping overall was tight enough to the beat. And there was some strange phrasing in there which kind of threw me out of the rhythm of the song, if that makes sense. Good lyrics, as the guy said, really nice hook in that chorus. That worked really, really well. I just think the rapping, it sounded like it had been recorded in a totally separate studio and sort of added onto a mixed backing track, where it needs to be taken back into the actual original mix, using the original mix reverbs and compressors and pulling it into the song as a whole. It just sounded too separate. You know, I like rap songs with a vocal that stands off the backing track a bit because you want to hear the words. But it just sounded like it was recorded in a totally different place and mixed on top of a pre-mixed track. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, it is good. There is some good stuff going on here. Again, a bit of dynamic change in there somewhere, a breakdown, a stop, something just to sort of break it up a little bit would have been nice. But overall, good effort.
All right. We had a comment on that one over Twitter. Janae Giddens said she really liked this one, had some issues with the chorus, maybe an octave too high for him or something like that, and could have had more harmonies with the female, maybe. What do you guys think about that?
Oh, that's right. I did write it down about that. Weird female BV. I think it came in like once or twice towards the end. And it was just like, whoa, what was that? I kind of think I liked that, but I want to hear it again to see if I did. And then it never happened again. And it was like, oh, okay. little production ideas like that need to be used and spread out throughout the track, not just bringing it in for a couple of bars and then never hearing it again.
Yep. Okay, well, let me take and introduce that track to everyone. The name of that track, Might Not Remember. No, that's actually the name of the track, Might Not Remember, by S.Madison. S.Madison with Might Not Remember. Thanks for sending that track into Music Scene Investigation. Now, one good thing about Music Scene Investigation, if there is any good thing, and I think there are,
three of them at least.
There are three. That's exactly right. Ian, Lee, and you, John. And the other good thing is that our song of the week is actually played on some great indie radio stations around the world, one of which is Butterflies Radio. Go to butterfliesradio.com, and on Tuesdays, yeah, that's right, on Tuesdays, they have a little thing they call Twitter Tuesday Live, where they interview indie artists. It's a lot of fun, and I'm there every Tuesday night. Why don't you join us over there, 8 p.m. Eastern Time at Twitter Tuesday Live. That's butterfliesradio.com. Should be a good time. And do want to let everyone know we have one more track to go through today, and I want to get our panelist opinion on it just as soon as they hear it. So here is track number 3 on today's Music Scene Investigation.
What a time, everything is golden. In the sky, as a regular person. And you know it isn't easy for a blind man to understand what a time. Found the cure at the edge of the world. Chase the moon into shallow waters, and you know just what it means for an old clown to have a life. Found the cure. Such a gentle animal. Hear your heart beating down the walls. And I saw someone's reflection in the hall. Hall of mirrors, they were just as lost as me.
That is song number 3 on today's Music Scene Investigation, and we're going to go over to Lee first, find out his thoughts on this one. Lee, track number 3 to you.
Yes, well, my initial thoughts is I wish it wasn't me speaking first. This is a very fascinating recording. Okay. As soon as it started, that kind of double time ticking thing, I was trying to work out what that was, whether it was something going in the room here somewhere, and I could hear this kind of tick thing going with the acoustic guitar. And then the vocal came in. I thought, well, okay, I guess it's kind of part of it. And the first vocal sounded a bit reticent, and I think if you're going to do that very empty production, the vocal didn't seem to come in. By the second verse, I kind of got the hang of the vocal sound, but it didn't sound too didn't sound like it was didn't sound like they kind of meant it. It was a bit of a strange start. By the second verse, I thought, well, is the band coming in here? Oh, the band aren't coming in here. Okay, so this is how this is going to sound. And it kind of just went almost how I thought it was going to go from then on. It would be interesting to see if that's a demo or whether that's considered to be a finish or anything like a finished product, whether it's a kind of songwriter's demo that they're just demonstrating what they're doing. That said, the middle section was great. Some of the chord changes in the middle section were really good. Guitars were well played. I know some people don't like string squeak and things like that where you can hear handling noise on guitars. There was quite a bit of that on particularly in that middle section where the chords got trickier. I don't mind it, but I know a lot of people don't like it, and that did kind of stick out, particularly on the one in this ear right here, because they were kind of panned quite hard. And I definitely heard a bit of that going on. And as I say, some people won't like that. Little variation in the third verse was good. That kind of whistling sound, again, I wasn't sure if it was something like a kettle going off somewhere, but then I realised I haven't got a kettle in here, so it couldn't really be that. But it was a funny moment. And at the end, it was great. Yeah, I think
it was a bird, not a kettle.
Bird whistling. Yeah, but I've been gigging all day. It's been a long time since I rock and rolled. And I really liked that ending. I really liked that ending where it just suddenly switched off. I really like things like that. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I thought that was a nice little touch at the end there. Yeah, I think that's more or less covered my semi-legible handwriting there.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Lee. Thank you. And let's go over to Ian, find out what he thought about the Birds. Ian, your thoughts?
Let's go over to Ian.
I'm loving your support tonight, Lee. Thank you.
You called me Heggarty earlier. You sounded like some kind of supply teacher.
It sounds Heggarty. Sit down.
We've known each other so long, It's like, you've resorted to my surname at this late stage of the game before I cut you out of my life entirely, as now I'm too famous to talk to you.
I can see you see me in the broom cupboard after the show.
All right. No broom cupboards here. Just go ahead, Ian.
I really enjoyed this, actually. I did really like this. It's got a kind of, people saying Simon and Garfunkel in the chat. It's got a kind of Neil Young thing to it as well. Gomez, Shearing Breaks, lots of these acoustic bands that I actually know and love. So, yeah, a lot of enjoyment. The acoustics were really well recorded. I liked the panning. They worked because they were tight. They were well recorded. I don't mind the string sound either, especially on this sort of track, which is so open and basic and sort of, just there. You kind of expect a little bit rather than sort of don't want to see it. Loved the percussion. Someone said in chat they were probably blast beat sticks. Don't know, but I liked it anyway. And I liked the way that built throughout the track as well. Again, the change into that third verse. The only thing that I didn't really like was the use of reverbs on the vocals. I wanted to hear the vocals a bit cleaner, and which wasn't quite nice to my ear on that. They seemed a bit too bright and a bit harsh, and it was definitely the reverb that was being used. I thought performances were fine. They suited the song style, just them reverbs. And I would have liked to have just a kind of like a little acoustic-y, leady thing going on somewhere as well, just to break up a bit more.
All right, Ian, thank you. And over to John, find out what he thought. Hey, Mr. Bucks, oh crap, John, what do you think of that one?
Well, let's start with what I liked. I liked it when they did their stacked vocal harmonies. This is after the verse and stuff. And with the reverb on that, it sounded really good. The reverb in the beginning, I thought was quite a bit too much, actually. And I like the way the guitars were placed. I like the song overall. Now, there was a comment made about that tickety thing in the background. It sounded to me like somebody was doing a continuous roll on their lap or something, on their leg, and miking it off. That's the impression I got. And when they pushed it into the background, I thought it helped with moving the song along. Otherwise, it seemed to me there would have been a hole there. And I would have suggested that maybe some sort of an acoustic lead or perhaps even piano, something simple to go with the nature of the tune, as I perceive it anyways. Other than that, I thought it was a great song, a good song. I don't think it quite stacks up to the first couple, but it's in a different genre, and there's definitely talent showing.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. And let me take the opportunity to let everyone know who that song is by and the name of that. The name of that track is called Hall of Mirrors by Incomplete Neighbor, and we appreciate their sending that track into Music Scene Investigation as well. Thanks, guys. And now we have the duty that our panelists have to perform, as well as everyone out in the audience. We need you to go by the witness page, fill out your witness statement, let us know what you think. It's musicsceneinvestigation.com/witness. And let us know what you thought of today's tracks as well. Now, gentlemen in the panel, you guys have the task of selecting the song of the week. So please discuss amongst yourselves and make that selection.
Wow.
Yeah, anybody?
Well, I'll jump in. I mean, all these tracks. Yeah, I'm just trying to work out how to put it.
Now.
all of these tracks this week have got qualities which, we above the expectations of MSI when we started this. I think they're all very good tracks, and they've all got their own little quirks and areas where they need attention. So, from my point of view, I think I'm going to look to the one which the one that's really sparked my interest, the one which I'd want to know more about this week. And although number one was good, I'd really want to know more about number three. So I'm going to go with number three.
All right, Ian, going with Hall of Mirrors. John, Lee, what do you guys think?
Let Lee go.
All right.
Okay, shall I go? Okay, John. Yes, I mean, three. I mean, again, I've just written here three great examples of it would seem to me of setting out to do something and achieving it. Good songs, loads of ideas. The first one, as I say, a kind of simple idea done really well. Second one, much more going on, lots of those overlapping vocals, as I say, that I quite liked. And the third one, intriguing, really, very very interesting, and a very kind of fascinating recording. For old time's sake, I'm going to go for number one, because that's the one that I would personally like more, but also I think that seems to be the one that is most realised in the recording that we just heard.
All right, so Cry of Wolf by Kim Kondrashoff. And John, your thoughts?
Well, without a lot of preamble, I think number one makes it for me because I think it was the best produced song. It came across, it made me want to groove. It reminded me of going to a bar a few years back and listening to what used to be called an R&B band, and it's got that kind of a vibe to it, not the modern R&B. And I kind of like that stuff. I like the horns in it. The second one I liked, I really liked the chorus. Just the chorus knocks me out on the second song. The third song, I like the originality of it, and I really do like the harmony stacks. I thought that was really nice, and it's a simple tune, and that appeals to me. However, getting back to what Lee said about song number one, that also is a simple tune in terms of its chord structure. But what they've done with it, I thought was very professional. And I thought it was really good. It's a good group of talent, including the mix, the engineering, and all the rest of it, I thought. Maybe a couple of little nitpicks, but I think we all have that with pretty much everything, is like how we would do it if we had our druthers, right? I would go with number one. And do we have a number two that we can pick as well?
No, we just have one song of the week to select.
I would say number one, definitely.
All right, so there you have it. Ian is outvoted. Kim Kondrashoff and Cry Wolf is the song of the week on today's MSI. Gentlemen, I thank you very much for your duties on the panel. All great insights as well. We really appreciate that. So, Lee, I really appreciate you jumping back with us. John, thanks for you coming in at the last minute as well. You guys did great. And Lee, tell everybody again where we can get that DC Ruts track at, that album.
Yeah, Rhythm Collision Volume 2, available from the large online stores. Otherwise, www.theruts.co.uk. That's THERUTS.co.uk. Has all the information as to where you can find the album, and indeed where the band will be playing over the next few months.
Excellent, excellent. Looking forward to more of that later, and picking up a copy myself. I think I'm going to do that, so it'll be awesome to see.
Good man.
All right, John, thank you for being with us as well, man. We really appreciate you coming in at the last minute.
It's been a slice. Thanks.
And we appreciate everybody out in the audience for joining us as well. Ian, tell me about next week, my friend.
Rumour has it that we're joined by the legendary, the one, the only, Mr. Johnny Schroeder.
Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to having John back on the show with us. And, he is just like an Energizer bunny. He just keeps going and going and going. It's always a great time to have him on as well. So, all right. Thanks for being with us, everyone. We're going to play out today with Cry Wolf, this week's Song of the Week selection. We certainly hope to see you again next time right here on Music Scene Investigation.
Ian, don't let
Thanks,
yourself
everyone.
down.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's that.